Welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson, and we've got a lot of exciting things happening on this week's show. We're going to take you to Millersburg, Michigan, to the Muy Grande Ranch, where we get to check out some monster bucks, and you'll get to meet one incredible man who's eaten up with deer hunting. Jimmy's also got some fun in store for us this week, too.
Well, that's right, Jenny. We've got one more story on this week's show, and it's one of my favorite things to do this time of the year, and that is chase grouse and woodcock in the Upper Peninsula. We've got a great grouse hunting camp for you right smack dab in the middle of the Upper Peninsula. You won't want to miss this week's show. Lots of good hunting action, so you stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger, and it's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's the love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By Meijer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meijer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meijer. By Chappelle, providing sleds, shelters, and accessories for your time on the ice. Chappelle offers a line of pop-ups, flipovers, and the Bay Runner, a mobile cabin with a shelf for electronics and a sliding seat. On the web at chappelle.com. By Country Smokehouse, offering a variety of meat products. Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 on M53, just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen.
Driving across the Upper Peninsula is always fun because it just feels different when you're above the bridge. A few weeks back, I was on my way to grouse camp and would be spending 4 days chasing bird dogs with the group I hunt with every year. This year, instead of local motels or a rental cabin, we would be staying at the Timber Doodle Lodge just outside of Rapid River, a place that is open year-round to hunters, hikers, fishermen, and deer hunters. And let me tell you this, I will be back. This place was the perfect UP getaway. And the fact that they offered 2 meals a day, also, that was quite a plus. We had high hopes and lots of dogs getting ready to hit the woods on a perfect UP morning. Well, here we are at the Timber Doodle Lodge. I've just spent the last 3 or 4 days hunting northern Michigan and around the Indian River area, chasing grouse and woodcock, and just came up yesterday and met some buddies up here that I hunt with every year. I haven't hunted out of the Timber Doodle Lodge before, but we've hunted in this area. We're actually smack dab in the middle of the Upper Peninsula. John, the owner here, said there's actually a tower out behind here that is the actual center of the Upper Peninsula. So we're going to be chasing grouse and woodcock today. We're looking forward to it. We got lots of dog power, lots of really good dogs. So we just have to hope that the birds are here. The woodcock have not really been, not a lot of flight birds are coming through yet, but we did have a really cold night last night. It's actually in the 30s right now, and there's frost, and so maybe that got the birds moving. So we're expecting a big day. It's always a lot of fun when you're up here in the UP and with good buddies and good dogs and perfect weather. So let's go do it. Good girl. Hey, that's a good-sized woodcock right there. And we're maybe 5 minutes into the hunt, 10 minutes into the hunt. We're hoping this is a good sign. When this one went up, another woodcock went up about 30 or 40 yards, so might be some flight birds down, which is what we're hoping for. When they migrate through, we're able to get that one on tape. So, nice.
Beautiful, beautiful. Full fan on it. Nice bird.
What happened there?
Bird flushed, bird went down. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, with 5 guns afield getting each bird on tape, it's not going to happen. We were finding some birds, though, and we were finding a few pockets of flight woodcock where you can find a handful of birds in a small area. Getting a shot at these birds is always tricky. Low-flying birds usually means no shot, and if they do get up high enough, well, there always seems to be something in the way.
Right there.
I don't know, I took this tree out right in front of me. I couldn't tell either.
I don't know.
That's what I got on that shot.
There goes. Coming to you, Perry.
Oh, I think you got it.
Good girl.
Nice. I don't know how many points we had in that little pocket.
Hey, that's cool.
Hey, say that bit what you said last night about the woodcock have gotten together recently, you think?
Well, I've just wondered out loud whether the woodcock leader got together one day and said, you know what? Since 1952, our numbers are dropping. We're losing 2% every year since 1952. We've got to do something differently. So they got together. That's why you see them in the sand all the time, because they're drawing their plans in the sand. So they get together, and he said, now what is it that the grouse are doing that the woodcock aren't doing? And one of them just chimed up and says, well, they move around all the time when the dogs point. And when the hunters come in, they move around, and we don't. We just stay in one big spot. So the woodcock says, okay, we're going to have a couple groups. He says, you guys on the east, you're going to just stay still every time a hunter comes in. Those of us in the central region, right around Michigan, we're going to start moving on these hunters and see if that works out.
They are moving a lot.
And in it's been about the last, 6 or 8 years?
Yeah, they really
The numbers
have been moving
have stabilized. I don't think they've increased, they've stabilized. So I don't know.
Well, they're definitely running a lot more than what they used
Al
to.
Stewart might want to take note and run this by. It's a theory. I'm just a theory.
I think it's a good
I could
theory.
be wrong.
Well, I'm not sure how accurate Perry's story was on the actual meeting of the birds, but one thing is true. Woodcock run a lot more now than they did 5 years ago, making them even harder to hunt. But if you keep moving, you will find some birds, and in the UP, there are always places to explore. Well, we're at spot 2 here. This is maybe, half hour, 45 minutes from where we were before, public ground. So we'll see. Gets new dogs down. I'm going to leave Marley, my dog, in the truck and swap out for some fresh dogs and see what happens. It's a beautiful day in the UP. You ready? Good shot.
Thank you. Dead bird.
Couldn't shoot. Didn't want to take the cameraman's hat off.
Dead bird.
Good job, Jerry.
Yeah, nice job by the dog, Gabby. Jerry made a killing shot on it. She'll be 2 in November.
Here you go, Jerry. Nice shot. Yeah, she looked real good.
That should have shown very nicely.
Yep. Good shot.
All right, guys. Good
Find some
teamwork.
more.
We got it. You hit it. Yeah.
Well, we did get that one, Randy.
Yep.
That was a nice point. Who had that one pointed? Was that
That was Gabby.
that was Gabby had that?
Yep. Lucy found it.
Where you at, Jerry?
Right here.
There it goes.
Yep.
Good job, guys.
Oh, that's why I just love bird hunting. I mean, it's just there's just so much excitement when you're walking in on a dog on point like that, and the beepers are going off, and it's just that it's awesome. And then when you have a lot of birds like this and good dogs, It's as good as it gets. Almost missed it. Had to swing a little on that one. Well, that was a well-pointed bird. Nice little timber doodle. And that is my third one of the day, so that is my limit on woodcock. Over perfect point, and I didn't screw it up. So with lots of ground to cover and dogs hard at work, I was able to take the camera from Jordan and see if he could find his very first woodcock. What do you got here?
Well, I just shot my first ever woodcock.
First ever.
Unfortunately, my cameraman wouldn't go in the brush with me. Neither would the dogs. I had to go in there.
We weren't even sure if there was a bird, and you're like, I think there's one landed out in there.
I had
Nice
to
job.
go in and jump it myself and then find it myself.
You found it too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
First
that
one.
was anyway. Jordan, you may be the best dog we got. Good job, buddy.
Good shot.
It was out there ways when I shot.
They were all saying.
Must be the gun, right?
Good job.
Cool. All right. I'll keep you behind the camera.
That's right.
Keep going.
There it is. Oh, look at this guy.
2 for 2.
He got it.
Still batting 1,000. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Get bird.
That's awesome.
Now, the gun that Jordan was using was actually Jerry's son's gun. Jerry's son Kurt passed away this year, and I know it was special for Jerry to carry that gun afield today, and for Jordan as well. And that is part of what makes Grouse Camp so special. Stories of old guns, past hunts, turning leaves, and old friends. It's hard to describe what makes bird hunting so special. I know part of it is the dogs and the hunt, but as much or more, it's who you're with and the time you spend afield here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
One year ago, I took a ride to Croswell, Michigan with my friend Joe Galbraith. We were meeting Joe's friends Chip and Tracy Goleen. Joe and Chip are old hunting buddies who hunted together for years, but these days, hunting trips look a lot different for Chip. Even though he's confined to a wheelchair now, Chip still hits the woods whenever he can. I was invited to share an afternoon hunt with Chip and Joe and was honored to do so. Chip's story is an incredible one.
October 5th of 2007, so we just turned a 6-year anniversary just a couple weeks ago. He was on his way home from work and an elderly man ran a stop sign and hit Chip broadside and left him with a traumatic brain injury. Chip was very active, very passionate about bow hunting. That was his passion. He lived for bow hunting. He has pretty much no use of his right side. He has motor function. He has short-term memory problems. He has some speech problems. Those are just a few of his deficits that he has now. Yeah, his hunting buddies have kind of tried to make things a little bit easier for Chip now. They've revamped some things to get him back active in the hunting. Prior to last year, he wasn't able to do any hunting because it's difficult. Not being able to use his right arm. Now he's shooting with a crossbow. Before he was a regular bow, and they're trying to make it easy and enjoyable for him because they all know how passionate he was about the sport.
Chip is definitely passionate about deer hunting, and he's very determined to have some success in the field, even though it requires lots of patience and presents many challenges.
It is challenging because he can't tuck into the bow like a normal person can. He has no use of that right arm. He was right-handed dominant. Now he's doing everything left-handed, but he keeps his spirits up and he does the best that he can because he enjoys it and he's very passionate about it.
Chip's buddies Joe Galbraith and Justin Levitt have given up many days in their own tree stands to sit with him. They helped build his blind, plant his food plot, manufactured an adapter for Chip's crossbow to mount in his blind, and even taught Tracy how to deer hunt so she can take him out when no one else is available. Before his accident, Chip was into quality deer management and was still after a big buck tonight. He'd had a couple in front of him earlier in the season, but it's tough for him to pivot side to side with the crossbow, and he just couldn't seal the deal. He never did connect with a buck last year, so I called our friends at the Southeast Michigan Bow Hunters chapter of Safari Club to see if they could help out. They lined Chip up with a hunt at Muy Grande Ranch in Millersburg, where he'd be able to take a management buck off this enclosed ranch.
We're all in this together, and it's a great thing to help somebody like Chip, who needs special devices. And unfortunately, the accident put him where he couldn't get out hunting anymore on his own. Well, hunters help hunters. That's the bottom line.
Chip, Tracy, and their daughter Jamie arrived at Muy Grande on a rainy Friday afternoon, and Chip was all smiles. Hey, Chip!
Yeah.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Beautiful place, huh?
Yeah.
Good deal. All right, we're going to get you in there and give you a tour. Perry Haleski and his wife Paulette are the owners of Muy Grande Ranch and Resort, and they make it a point to give back to the hunting community whenever they can. They work with organizations who help disabled and terminally ill hunters make their dreams come true out here.
Paulette and I think it's very important to, give back, and we've got an opportunity here that nobody else really has. And that is we can handle the disabled like most other ranches can't, with big blinds, 36-inch doors, the ability to make dreams come true for young hunters and old hunters alike. So we make it a point every year. We work with 2 different foundations for the most part, and them 2 bring us as many as 10 hunters per year, so 20 total. We believe in good karma, so we do good things for good people, good things happen. So.
This field, there's a big swamp in the backside, about a 350-acre swamp back there, and so they can come from anywhere. We've got alfalfa planted out front here, and so we, expect them to come from all over the place, even from behind us, but hopefully they'll feed over this way a little bit later, and hopefully we'll get a nice buck down.
All right. Ready to go. I don't know what else we can do except shoot one. Once we got settled into the biggest, cushiest blind I've ever seen, Chip tested out the Liberator, the firearm assistance device he'd be hunting with this weekend. The Liberator was invented by our good friend Pete Odland and uses robotics, a joystick, and a video camera scope to allow disabled hunters to discharge a weapon. In this case, Chip would use a .270 rifle for his hunt. Pete has built a handful of these Liberators, and this particular unit belongs to the Foundation for Hope. The guys at Foundation for Hope very graciously let us borrow their Liberator for Chip's hunt. Chip was having no problem zeroing the crosshairs on the deer we were seeing. Here at Muy Grande, they were willing to let Chip harvest one of their bucks that would score around 140 inches. Now the challenge was waiting for a buck that fit the bill.
His motto, a bad day in the woods is better than a good day at work. He just mentioned that to one of the gentlemen last night, just because we weren't seeing anything the first couple hunts here, and that was one of the things that he said. So going out there and just seeing something that he can't shoot, he still enjoys that.
And speaking of deer he couldn't shoot, the next morning we watched a monster buck appear in the foggy field and walk right into Chip's crosshairs. Muy Grande is known for producing big bucks like this. They start in the breeding pen and eventually end up roaming the 1,500 acres of hunting land here on the ranch. Perry says this particular spot is a great place to see lots of deer.
The viewing station out there on Big Field is probably one of the, favorite locations for hunters to hunt. This time of the year, they're already starting to move out because of the rut, but that's kind of a home base because it borders one of our 450-acre virgin cedar swamps. So them deer kind of come out of there in the evenings, and it's, it's magical. It really is, to see these big deer come wandering out of the swamp. And so I think tonight we're going to move Chip to a different location on a little clover patch that's been highly productive and active lately, and so we're going to see if we can't get him a deer tonight, hopefully.
With this new spot, we had to leave the rest of the hunting party back at the lodge. Chip, RJ, and I squeezed into this 2-person blind and made the most of our much smaller accommodations. The change of scenery was nice, and we started seeing bucks right away. Chip was happy to see deer moving in front of us, but so far we were having the same problem as before. The bucks showing up were either a little too small or way too big for Chip's 140 to 150 inch range we were looking for. I didn't hear him complaining though when this incredible bruiser showed up and made his way over to us. Just to see the monster racks they produce here at Muy Grande is an awesome experience. And then a buck worked his way out of the woods off to our left, and RJ said he was a shooter. The problem now was that this buck was way too far to the left and beyond the travel swing of the Liberator. Chip was going to have to wait and hope he moved to our right. That's about the time the bigger buck noticed him and didn't like what he saw. With hearts pumping, we sat back and watched the show. The smaller buck didn't seem too rattled, but he was definitely intimidated by that big bruiser and started walking to the right. That's exactly what we were hoping for, except he just kept walking and wouldn't stop long enough at any given moment for Chip to get the scope settled in for a good shot. As daylight started to fade, Chip's chance at this buck seemed pretty slim. His rifle was now close to maxing out on its right-hand travel, and then, just as we started to think he'd never stop, that buck saw something in a patch of weeds that caught his attention, and that's the break Chip was looking for.
Ready? Go, Chip. Oh yeah. Watch him, Chip. Watch him. Watch him. You dumped him, Chip. Yeah, buddy. What do you think about that? It's good. He's a monster. He's a monster, Chip. You drilled him.
Fist bump.
Knuckles. There you go. What do you think about that?
Down thought.
He's giant. He's a big one.
Yeah.
Can't believe he came back around, but he did.
I know.
You laid the hammer down. You smoked him, Chip. He's a big one. He's a real big one. Nice, mature deer.
I gotta see Chip's face when he sees him.
What do you think about that, buddy?
Yeah.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14 points.
Say it again.
14.
14 pointer.
14 points.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh my God. I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
Nice job. Oh my gosh.
What do you think?
You would go.
You let a big one go?
Yeah.
You let a bigger one go than this?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, this is so exciting.
Hey, killer.
I am so happy
Well,
for
man,
him.
I'm happy for you guys.
Yeah.
Happy. The size of that bloody thing.
That is
Good God.
awesome.
Chip's buck ended up rough scoring 152 4/8 inches. It's a buck of a lifetime for him and the end to a 7-year dry spell.
Can't get any
Can't get any bigger?
With plenty of photos taken out in the field, this day will no doubt be etched into the memories of all of us who were a part of it. The celebration continued back at the Muy Grande Lodge with all of the guests who had gotten to know Chip over the last couple of days. They were all pulling for him and happy to see him roll into camp with his buck. He even had a visit with country music star Craig Morgan, who was at camp and congratulated him. Special thanks to Perry and Paulette Haleski, R.J. Knope, Rich Delisle and Safari Club, and Foundation for Hope for making this hunt happen. And thank you to Chip Goleen for showing us all that no matter what challenges we may face, a little patience, passion, and perseverance can make a world of difference. Keep on smiling, Chip, and we'll see you out again in Michigan's Out of Doors. Thanks for joining us this week for Michigan Out of Doors. Coming up over the next few weeks, we've got a lot of action for you. We're going to take you out duck hunting, do a little bit more grouse hunting, some bow hunting, and we'll check out opening day of firearm deer season, which is also opening day of wolf season for some of us. Lots of fun stuff coming up for you.
Well, that's right, Jenny. Lots of good stuff coming over the next several weeks here in Michigan Out of Doors. And if you missed part of this week's show or last week's show, or maybe you're going to be up at deer camp, or maybe you're in the deer stand and you want to actually watch a little Michigan Out of Doors on your phone, you can do that at michiganoutofdoorstv.com. And if you do the Facebook thing, we are on there as well, kind of keeping you updated on what we're doing as we travel around the state, try to bring you a brand new episode every week, and you, the viewer, kind of keeping us updated on what you've been up to. So thanks for watching Michigan Out of Doors this week. And if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, we'll see you right back here next week for Michigan Out of Doors.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Jay's Sporting Goods with locations in Clare and Gaylord. Jay's, serving the Michigan outdoor enthusiast since 1971 with a wide variety of outdoor products. The gear, the knowledge, the tradition of Jay's, on the web at jaysportinggoods.com. By Showspan, producing consumer shows including the Ultimate Fishing Show Detroit, January 9th through 12th at Novi's Suburban Collection Showplace. The show features fishing tackle, fishing trips, fishing boats, and seminars on all Michigan game fish. The Ultimate Fishing Show, January 9th through 12th. By Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas energy in homes, farms, and businesses across our great state. Learn more at usemichiganpropane.com. By Meijer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meijer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meijer. Closed captioning is brought to you by Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas to outdoor enthusiasts across our great state.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan